interpretations. Okay, our timeless truth. The reason we do this is because now we get to now apply it to us. If we never actually apply the Bible to our lives, then this Bible study is stupid.
Hey, Deb?
Yes.
I've got a question about interpretation.
Yes.
How do I know that what I'm interpreting is accurate?
You'll know that from
How do I know if I'm like, oh, Paul might have been thinking this? Like,
yeah.
How do I check that?
Right, that's an excellent question. Because when you've done your BRI, you will have a basic understanding of the worldview and the situation that's going on there. So that's where your BRI is important, that you do that before you start doing your vertical charts, because your BRI is what helps you with your interpretation. Thanks so much. That's absolutely brilliant. So that's why we do our BRI. It helps us to understand what's going on. Also, you'll have the lectures, which will also give you some background information, and in some of the books on some of the difficult passages. Yeah. And understand that as long as you stay close to the text, you won't go too far off in a weird area. But yeah, that's where your BRI is important. Thank you. Good. Okay, so for our timeless truths, this is now where we start to apply it to our lives. And the timeless truth is something that you will find that God has spoken to you in each vertical chart. You will have one timeless truth and one application in each vertical chart. So a timeless truth is something that is timeless and is true. It seems like that'd be kind of silly, but it's a truth that it doesn't matter where you are in time or where you are in the world, what culture you are, what gender you are, it will always be true. So one that's always used as an example in Galatians, it says, greet each other with a holy kiss. It's like, okay, is that timeless and is that true? Well, in some places, yes, people kiss each other all the time. If certain places in Europe, that's a very common thing. In some places, you do not do that. That is not good. So what is the timeless truth?
Now with COVID.
Yeah, especially now with COVID. So what is timeless truth out of that whole thing is that we should be loving and caring for each other, not that we need to go around kissing each other. So timeless truth is something as simple as that. It is something that it doesn't matter which time in history you are living, or where you are in the world, or what gender or what anything that you are. It will always be true. Okay? And this is something that God has spoken to you in each chart. Okay, this is a timeless truth. Then for the application, your application, and again, this is for each vertical chart, your application doesn't have to always be personal. It can be on any of the spheres of society. It could be an application, a timeless truth, and an application maybe for the education world, or maybe for government, or maybe for the church, or for the family, or for media. Any of those. It can be in any of those spheres, or it could be, if God's speaking to you personally, then have it be personal. Okay? But it doesn't have to be personal. And make sure that the application isn't just, let's say that you have an application for the church, and you just don't go on and on about how horrible the church is. It's like, okay, the idea would be like, if this timeless truth was applied to the church, then, and then put maybe what could happen if that timeless truth was applied. Or if this timeless truth is applied to government, then something could happen. You know, it's that sort of a thing. It always is something that if it was applied, what would happen? Okay? So do we have questions about timeless truths and applications on our vertical charts? I'll give time.